Duality Journal. What is a duality journal? A duality journal allows you to reflect and gain insights on your life from an energy of duality perspective. We have all journaled before and written down our thoughts, but within a duality journal, it goes one step further. How so? You write in a way that flows and reflects upon you, with the dynamics of your ego and your higher self. You allow these two sides, which are your energy of duality, to share their perspective views. Ultimately, this gives you so much flexibility, but in a way that is organized and clear, so that you can use it to take the right daily actions. And these dynamics of your energy of duality relies on the whole process shown here. It gives you a whole new dimension of contrast and agility. This means that through the law of duality process, you can test out various techniques and insights and write down the results with your journal. And you can have the contrast of playing devil's advocate to really be honest and not hold anything back. Within our daily journey, sometimes we might feel lost or perhaps just somewhat out of focus. Your journal will be there so that you can gain further focus and clarity when you need it most. Your duality journal also contains your dynamic mantras, aphorisms, your vision board, sketches, and much more. It's not just about your daily experiences, but just one journal where you have everything in one place. That is the beauty of the duality journal. It encourages you to move forward with the best possible decision that you can obtain from looking over your strategy and notes. In a way, the duality journal is like a war map. And like I mentioned, you can have opposing views and really delve into them before actually taking action. Your journal can also serve as a constant reminder and work as a compass on the path you are taking. It will help you gain clarity you might not only need within that moment in time, but clarity for future use within the goals you are pursuing. You turn your dreams into a mission that you must achieve. Your duality journal becomes a multi-dimensional roadmap, one from which you can zoom in and zoom out. And this is so crucial because imagine having a roadmap that shows you not just where you are in your journey, but what is coming up next, including your ascension point. Why is this so important? If you know just when you will enter your ascension point, you will not be afraid of the pain and pressure that will accompany it. With our journal being a roadmap, we would welcome the pain and stress and know that this is just part of the natural universal process. We would gain certainty knowing that we are heading in the right direction. Predicting the start of our ascension point is crucial. We would welcome the pain instead of wasting time and effort in fighting it to avoid it. Our energy would instead be used in being productive and not towards worrying about any pending doom. We humans are pretty good at worrying about stuff that hasn't really happened yet. Sometimes the worrying is much worse than what actually does happen. And speaking about that, sometimes when something happens, it is not the original problem that happens that really affects us, but rather the second and third order consequences. So we have to pay attention to not just the problem that is right in front of us. Imagine what additional insights and creative ideas you will obtain towards taking the right actions when you know that you are on the right track. The key thing here to keep in mind is how you structure your duality journal and how you're able to access it. What I mean by this is that if your journal is clear, organized, and is the playbook that you access on a daily basis, it will be more powerful than if it was simply a collection of thoughts. But even that would give you a lot of value. Personally, it's just great for me to have everything in one place which I can easily access. Even if you already know what's in your journal and you memorize it, rehearsing and playing out certain situations is powerful. Even the best musicians, writers, composers, athletes, they all rehearse on a daily basis because they know it's crucial to do so. The ability to see things clear when you are rehearsing and playing out situations will lay down the groundwork with energy that is aligning and building that structure of your path. And the great thing here is that when you have that groundwork built, you can then improvise with your energy and make things fresh and authentic. Yes, even authentic actions require pre-planning, and that is part of what journaling is about. And you might be wondering, how do I make it so that journaling doesn't become another tedious task on my busy schedule? How can I get value and great results from journaling? And what I can say is, if you take action and you implement this into your daily repertoire, you will soon start to get results and see what a difference it makes. It'll be worth it. Remember, this is not an ordinary journal where you put things such as what you had to eat today, what TV shows you watch. This is more about cross-referencing the different parts of your journey, such as your dynamic mantras, your daily actions, and the results you got. I will speak more about this soon, but for now, know that it's called a Duality Journal because you build it as if it was a network of energy in which various parts are connected with other parts on the journal, and it facilitates your strategy coming alive from paper into daily living. You can simply begin by writing down your thoughts, free writing, just brainstorming, and when you begin your journal, one of the first things you can do is ask and write down, what's my story? How would you describe your life story in 30 seconds? Again, how would you describe your life story in 30 seconds? And here's where you could write down notes and words, and it doesn't have to be perfect. Just write something that you can actually condense into a 30-second elevator pitch. Now, the way that you can make this work is that just brainstorm, write something down, and as time goes on, you can then tweak it, change it, rewrite it, and eventually it will come to a point where you could memorize it. And if you do so, you'll have your pitch. So when you meet someone, whether it is networking at your job or within social relationships, you will have something that you could actually use without stressing of wanting to come up with something original. So I think this is really helpful if we're able to do this. If you're actually able to write something down, it could really benefit you. And let me just further give you a few topics that you could actually include in your journal. These words are, number 1, vision, energy blocks, dynamic mantras, getting out of your comfort zone, improvising notes, getting in the zone and ascension, attracting abundance, how to turn failure into wins, letting go of your ego self, being grounded, mindset, beliefs, passion. Create a journal that lists all the good things to focus on and a list of all the bad things to focus on as well. For instance, with food, name 20 meals that you can eat on any day, and you can also list 20 meals to stay away from. This way, we can go from moving away from certain things while moving towards what we want, what we are focused on. Ideally, you'll want a journal that you can have quick access to, meaning that you keep a notebook or you keep your phone, a tablet, where you could quickly just tap in and read what you need to remember, what you need to rehearse, what you need to reference. This way, we continue that energy flow towards our ascension. And one question I'm often asked is, when should I write in my journal? And in order to make this into a habit that you actually enjoy, write when it feels the best time to do so, and you make it into your best habit. Some people prefer writing and rewriting their notes at night, while others prefer to review their notes and write during the morning hours. Personally, I do both. Early, when I awake, I go through my notes and I study them. And at night, when I usually write down any feedback on my day's experience, I usually write on my computer so I can easily have access to all my notes, and I sync them with my phone as well. But I should also add that it's really magical at times when you pick up a pen and paper and you have that synchronous action of writing down your thoughts, and you're moving your hand with your pen or pencil, and everything is going down into paper. So you have that sort of zoomed out view that some people really enjoy. So I would also encourage you to try that out and see what works best for you. And here is the easiest way to start writing. Simply pick something from your latest experiences, particularly within that day. You can also pick two main topics for that day to write about. And this is if you need to be more focused and you want to be more direct on what to write about. Sometimes I get ideas out of nowhere throughout my day, and I simply jot them down on my phone. And it is not till later when I get home that I write about what I noted and I expand upon those ideas. I like to pick two topics because usually I pick one from the point of view of my higher self, and perhaps the second one can be from the point of view of my ego self as well. So I have both options, and whether it is one specific topic or whether it is just feeling and experience, I could have the dynamics of seeing things from different perspectives. If I write them down, then I could further expand upon that later on when I have more time. Today you can start to write about anything you wish, and if you are new to journaling, I would suggest you begin by writing and expanding upon your two main strengths. When you get into the habit of writing, it just adds so much depth to your daily actions because it can be one of the best ways to get feedback. And we might say, well, I already know these answers. I already have all the answers in my head. So why do I need to write things down? But, and this is a big but, there is just something about writing things down that when we reflect upon them, they really create a shift within our energy, and it allows us to really re-energize ourselves a lot quicker and with a lot more clarity, with a lot more intent. This has definitely helped me in getting to where I want to be much quicker, just by simply writing down on my daily journal and on a daily basis. For instance, when it comes to writing things down, one question I like to ask is, how do I change my energy right now to feel as if I already have gotten all the things I seek to align myself with? Again, how do I change my energy right now to feel as if I already have gotten all the things I seek to align myself with? And the answer within my journal is usually related to ways to use and amplify my imagination and my focus. Sometimes giving myself feedback on various topics becomes a way to connect into my imagination and focus. I have a section within my journal that I called Feedback Log, where I place most of my feedback on my daily actions. Here, I write anything within mistakes, errors, things that have worked, or how I'm testing various things within my work and personal life. A feedback log allows you to further reflect on any mistakes made in order to not continue to make them over and over again. Repeating helps on an ego level, while looking at the whole picture as a whole helps you process and connect your energy on a higher self level. And as you could tell, I'm passionate about journaling because I feel that in order to really be free and have that free will, and in order to improvise, we need to plan things. We need to plan not only our agenda, our actions, but sort of pre plan our energy and how we're going to build new habits within that energy, how we're going to break away from being in the rut, being in the ego self persona perspective, and simply find ways to further zoom out and further ascend. So, as you can see, all these different elements, such as writing, such as remembering what you write, making them into habits, breaking away from our automatic framework, this process that we're building is something that ultimately leads us to ascension and helps us go beyond any issues, any problems, any roadblocks that are currently affecting us. Journaling does amplify your energy of duality, and there are no rules, so get as creative as you want. When we plant the seeds of change today, we will see them blossom one day. Have patience and allow your serenity and focus to help you work through all your challenges.